What's going on? Welcome to ednews.com. It's your host, EJ Carrion, and today we're going to highlight a little kind of wrinkle into the student loan and the possibility of canceling any or all of student debt, as that has been something we've been looking to hear from the Biden administration, who promised at minimum, $10,000, and you're seeing politicians advocate for we want $50,000 or we want the whole thing. But recently, in the Lilly, which is a subdivision of a brand in the Washington Post, they had an article about how 2/3 of student debt is with women. A part of this as well, it's also because you've seen the rise and increase of women outperforming men in higher education. Right today, 70% of valedictorians are women. We're on trend for every one man who graduates college, two women will be graduating college. So at the time that student loans also ramped up and starting to really take a hike, you also see a growth in black and brown students going to college and women going to college. So the argument for canceling student debt is that systemically we feel like the structures were played to impact and hold us back from being able to really believe in education and be able to feel freedom from it rather than feeling a ball and chain. So let's go ahead and dive into this article, as I just think it brings up some really interesting article nuggets, but then also what are some people doing to go on strike if student debt's not canceled. Let's check it out. So what we're seeing here is that women hold 2/3 of student debt. These activists said they'll strike if Biden doesn't cancel it. Like we also said, not only do women hold 2/3 of the student debt, they also hold 2/3 of college degrees at this rate, looking at last year's data. So let's kind of looking at what we're seeing here, right? The article kind of talks about how, like we said, 2/3 of student debt, but it's not just the debt. They also the person who gets impacted the most is black women get hit hardest because they have the most amount of debt finishing their undergraduate degree at $41,446. And also, when women collectively, when they end school, only make an average of $29,203 after taxes when they graduate. Black women make less than white women on average. So, we talked about the balloon. So as the rise of black and brown students and women going to college, you've also seen the rise of the amount of debt that has been taken out to take on this journey. So here's what's kicker, though, is that there is like a new movement. I believe it's called the Debt Collective. And it highlights people like Miss Brooks, who is one of 1,400 student debtors who are on strike and refusing to pay back their student loans. Others say they're prepared to join if Biden doesn't take action to cancel student debt. This organization, looks like really exciting. I feel like it's targeted to really bring activism. There are currently 1,734 people in this fight. So just off of this story, the numbers are growing. And I think what's interesting and unique about it is that we talk about like what this, committing to not paying back your student debt can do, and the challenges there. So I want to kind of find that in the story where they were talking about, like you have to kind of be prepared for being inundated with bills and robocalls, but then also how this impacts your financial future, right? Like it's going to impact your credit, it's going to impact your ability to buy a car, be able to rent a home, but being able to commit to this because you're already what the kind of the people who are advocating that there's actually more people not paying their student debt who are not on this petition, but you're seeing that people are not paying off their debt anyways. I think what the number was in here, it's somewhere around here if I can find it. Let's see. It talked about. Here it goes. Before the Trump administration allowed people to suspend student loan payments without penalty in March 2020, more than 16% of student debtors were overdue by 60 or more days. 1 million defaulted every year. So it's been spiraling, expert says, for a while. So now people are really taking more ownership, and rather than doing it in silence, they're coming together and speaking out about this, which I think could get a lot of traction. Lastly, the results here that they advocate for is that when we can cancel student debt, what you're able to do is improve the GDP by 86 billion and add more than 1 million new jobs annually. So that's a part of the piece. I would really check out this campaign and what they're fighting for, as it seems really important to where we're going today. Thank you so much for watching ednews.com. We'll keep you updated on the story.